Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Yeah. I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the walking. Just too sharp with the prize. White girls let it tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch my please use caution. Cold like 0 degrees. I'm out the cage, gotta let out the beast. Revolutionary, gotta let out the streets. Locked in a cage, I'ma let out the sheets. We came for one man, forget my peace. You take the west, I'll take on the east. I'ma put him in the cage, never let out the. Yeah, I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys. Not so tough, but mans keep walking. Yeah, just too sharp with the prize. My girls, let it tell me I'm awesome. Yeah, hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch my please use caution. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that.
Happy Friday, everybody. Let's go around the horn. We got Billy, we got Izzy, we got Jeremy, we got Roy, we got Chris Cody, we got Jonathan Zaslow, and we got me here on this Friday rocking with you. Happy birthday, 10-Day Tony. He's not in right now. We begin with the breaking news that we had to end the post-game show yesterday with an icon of professional wrestling, really an American pop culture icon, a global icon in Hulk Hogan and his passing. I found this one tricky to eulogize, and we talked through that a little bit yesterday, and I have some remorse. I know I mentioned that you're not your worst moment, but let's get into why this one's a little complicated. Zaz.
I don't think it's complicated.
You don't think it's complicated?
No, like I think it's all out there. We know. I don't think it's tricky to understand how to handle Hulk Hogan's death. We know that there is an incredible, there is good where he brought us a lot of joy if you're a child of the 80s like myself. And then it's, okay, he was also really shitty to black people, the last 15 years. Like, this is not complicated.
Not
what's
just the last
complicated?
15 years would be my guess.
15 years?
No, but that we heard about.
That we heard about.
Yeah, that we heard about.
Okay, so, he had the N-word controversy, and, look, this was not, this was super racist. He was taped in his home, something to the effect of, I would not let Brooke date a racial slur. Now, he could have bounced back from that, and I think he largely did. Look, this is a guy that gave the keynote speech, one of the keynote speeches at the RNC. He's a huge brand, and he's made several appearances since his controversy, but a lot of what followed him after that, because he could apologize, have a sincere apology, and slowly work his way back into the good graces of people. There was an incident in which Vince McMahon tried to get him back in the locker room's good graces. He addressed the locker room, and any black superstar that was in that locker room came away more upset with Hulk Hogan because
Hulk Hogan!
Because the rumors were that the lesson that he kind of learned from that whole controversy is, be careful around phones and cameras, guys. that was really it
is good advice.
The New Day came away really insulted by him. Shelton Benjamin, who was in that locker room at the same time, said he was completely done with him. Now, Hulk Hogan made several appearances on WWE. Vince McMahon was smart about putting him in good spots. The last time we saw Hulk Hogan, and I think part of what happened so many years removed from that controversy, as was he never really had a public reckoning. He never had the good apology. He never really publicly capitulated when it's a pretty easy one to do. And he finally had his reckoning in Los Angeles, and people were super vocal. And it is sad that the biggest superstar in the history of the business, his final act in front of a packed house, was getting booed out of the building. But I guess the saddest part is he totally deserved it.
This is the part that's frustrating if you grew up a huge fan of Hulk Hogan like myself. He was a really big deal to me as a kid of the 80s, all right? Where, okay, so you have someone who you really, really liked or you really, really loved, and then you find out, wow, they did or they said something shitty. Sometimes it's unforgivable, the shitty thing that they do. Like, did you kill someone? Did you rape someone? It's unforgivable. Yeah. There's no coming back
the
from
OJ
it.
scenario.
Correct.
Although, I don't know, he kind of had a little comeback, right? People did. I miss the Twitter videos.
Who, Ray Lewis or OJ Simpson?
That's a good one.
But the worst part about it is what he said is forgivable, and he chose not to go down that path.
Yep.
Like, he chose to never have a
Is it?
moment. Well, but he can get in front and say, wow, like,
It is forgivable.
For most people.
I understand.
He can make an effort to change.
Yeah.
He could say, it's a terrible line of thinking. I need to be better as a person. I'm going to make an effort to change. Like, it is forgivable if he
100%.
wants to be forgiven.
The Myers-Leonard path.
But right. No, but that's true.
That's
Yeah.
a good one. Kyle Larson.
I'm being like genuine when I say that.
Kyle Larson is my favorite NASCAR driver. He became my favorite NASCAR driver, and then I found out about an N-word controversy that he had on a stream during COVID. And I found out he served a suspension. He was super apologetic. He started a foundation. He did good work with it. He was really sorry. He's moved on from it.
It can be forgivable
It
if you
can
make
be.
an effort. And he chose
Zero effort
He was
there.
like, I don't really need to be forgiven for it.
Which means
He sucks.
Yep. As a person, no doubt. But let's talk about the character, the immortal Hulk Hogan, which meant something to people.
well, you kind of knew from the very beginning when he was, I am a real American. I used to have issues with that. I was like, what the hell is that supposed to mean? I kind of knew as like a 10-year-old.
Fighting for the rights of white men.
Rick Derringer also passed away a couple months ago, too, the guy that made that iconic song, which was actually not made for Hulk Hogan. It was made for a tag team that Barry Windham was in. True story. But Hulk Hogan, complicated legacy, no doubt, but pretty irrefutable. The biggest star in the history of wrestling,
Yes.
right? Like, we'll concede that. You could hate Hulk Hogan up and down. You could maybe venture and posit like Stone Cold Steve Austin. I don't think wrestling was ever bigger in terms of pop culture, like everybody in school talking about it. But I mean, the '80s.
Oh, he was the first one, like WWF at the time, that was ushering itself or crossing over into the mainstream. WrestleMania 1, of course, Rock and Wrestling. You had the collaboration with MTV. Hulk Hogan was appearing on the late-night talk shows, okay? We all remember him choking out Richard Belzer.
That's right.
Which
That was-
led to a major
that was
lawsuit.
crazy.
All right. But like Hulk... And
Thunder Lips.
Hulk Hogan was in movies, Rocky 3, No Holds Barred, a truly awful movie.
The Nanny.
And
Yes.
Suburban Commando.
Suburban Commando.
But and I don't know that like wrestling may not be what it is today if not
No.
for Hulk Hogan.
I don't think Hulk Hogan survives today, if he's in his prime today, strictly because Mike Ryan would point out his hair loss.
Damn
Yeah.
it was Mr. Nanny, not the Nanny. Sorry.
Also, my
Fran
arms,
Dresser's a
can
wrestler.
you get the camera back on me, please? My arms are so shiny, it's crazy.
got them shiny
and I'm like
arms.
sliding all over the table here. I'm not complaining. I enjoy it. I
Playing
just-
hockey with your elbows.
Just make sure you see it.
That's how you're paying tribute to Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
You're
But like what
raising up.
But what so again, what is complicated about the way to talk? I don't think it's complicated.
Well, I think if you're too he was awesome. And I think if you go too far of just wanting to celebrate, I'm not saying we're doing a good job
Hang
of
on,
saying
though.
both sides.
Can we really, like, what Zaslow said, that he is really shitty to black people
Yeah.
and never apologized.
Let's have
to.
Roy,
Let's
like,
not
weigh
put
in.
that to the side and then talk about the good things.
I don't
about
think
him.
anyone's
That,
putting that
like,
to the
paints
side.
exactly
I
who
don't
he
think
is.
anyone's talking
I
about
don't
the
think
good
anyone's
things
doing
about
that.
him.
Okay.
I think there's plenty of good things to talk about. The characters he portrayed. This is like
It could be both.
It could be like he did bring a lot of smiles. He entertained several folks. I think every child has good memories of Hulk Hogan. Go ahead, Roy.
It's not complicated when you separate the art from the artist.
yeah,
I mean,
it's not
pretty easy.
complicated.
Yeah,
But
they're-
talking about the person is also easy. He's a racist, so
Yeah.
go ahead. Bye. See you later.
Yeah, and again, I think the biggest issue that most people had from him, we identified the locker room incident where everybody left more mad with him.
It's really crazy. Like, why couldn't he just apologize?
He never
Because he
gave.
sucked.
He sucked
Like,
as a
even if
person.
He was a bad guy.
Even if he
you
didn't
know?
mean it, why couldn't he apologize?
It's weird, very weird.
It's weird.
But there are a couple of reasons why I don't know if Hulk Hogan could make it today. The hairline, as you identified, is one. One of the best promos of all guys of all time, if not in terms of quotable, iconic, getting able to move units. And
there was
get you to go to
no
town.
there was no wrestler, and there never will be a professional wrestler who connected and understood the pro wrestling audience
Yep.
the way he did.
That is great. That is right on the money. I think maybe the Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin have an argument there, but I think it's clear in a way Hulk Hogan. But the main reason why I don't think Hulk Hogan would make it today is I put together a top 5 list. I put together a couple top 5 lists, but I put
Love
together
lists.
a top 5 list of his best matches of all time.
That's tough, man. You can get 3 easily, I don't know how you get to 5, man.
It was tough. As tough as it was, I do have an OLI. So here are the top 5 Hulk Hogan professional wrestling matches. OLI, low-key, one of my favorite matches of all time because of the selling from Shawn Michaels. SummerSlam 2005, Shawn Michaels versus Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan famously did not want to do jobs for anybody. He did not want to lose in the ring. And the plan was for Shawn to get over on one, for it to be a trilogy, and Hulk Hogan ultimately to go over. Hulk Hogan didn't want to give Shawn one of them. So after months of frustration trying to book this match and get some offense in, Shawn Michaels just takes a huge dump on the entire thing and oversells the entire match.
Like completely ridiculous.
Yeah,
the
gets
whole
punched in the
match.
face and does like 3 back
Like
rolls.
Ric Flair style?
Yeah, no,
Like
it's
stand
no,
up.
no.
Fall down.
So
No,
watch
no,
clips.
it wasn't that. It
Watch
wasn't that.
clips.
I
of
do. I'm
2005.
intrigued by it now.
Shawn Michaels just rebels against the entire construct and decides, you know what? Screw you. I'm going to oversell and make this a circus.
Like Hogan must have just been mother effing him the whole match, right? Like what are you? You're making me look like an idiot.
Hogan is confused in the match. You could see it
Has
on
to
his
be.
face at Shawn Michaels selling. Shawn Michaels is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, and that match really sticks out. All right, number 5, perhaps not the greatest in-ring competition, no doubt, not the most entertaining match, but certainly one of the most important matches in pro wrestling history. WrestleMania 3 against Andre the Giant is number 5.
I mean,
Because of one move?
that's where I became a fan, a lifelong fan of pro wrestling. I was 6 years old. It's the most important moment. It's a terrible match, all right? It really is. Like, the fact that it's number 5 on your best Hogan matches shows you it's a terrible match. But it's the most important match, and it's the biggest moment in the history of pro wrestling. Hulk Hogan body slamming Andre, 90,000 plus Pontiac Silverdome. I was 6 years old. I couldn't wait. Like, I see these pictures, like these promos for Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant. I don't know what this, like I'm 6 years old. I don't know what this is, this pro wrestling, but this is for me. Like I like this.
In terms of sports moments that change you, it's that and then the Kachuk trade? Or what do we...
Yeah, and then probably
coming, maybe?
Shaq arriving.
Okay.
I mean, that big, he came in on the big diesel truck. He had the water gun.
The body slam on Andre the Giant, and it was reputed he'd never been body slammed and he'd never been beaten. That was all Vince
Neither
McMahon.
true. Neither true.
No, he'd been body slammed and beaten several times over.
I mean, it's a true passing of the torch. I mean, Andre the Giant putting over Hulk Hogan.
No, it was great. It was great booking. It was a great build, and people left there happy. And it's basically a one-move match, but it's an iconic match for several. It really got wrestling into another stratosphere and got it to where it is today. Probably, I don't know if that match doesn't deliver and people don't leave that building happy. I don't know where wrestling is today. So let's go to number 4. This one's actually a fun match and a pretty good real-life rivalry because they had sued each other. He had left WWF. They had their personal beef. So the build to this was fun, and the payoff was good, too. A good street fight. WrestleMania 19 against Vince McMahon. Safeco Field. They put their bodies on the line. They tapped into some extreme rules. It was fun.
Match against the chairmans in your top 5 of all time.
It shows you how bad this dude was in the ring. He was not a good wrestler.
I told you, getting to 5 is tough with him.
Yeah. Number 3, now we get into some genuinely good matches, good storytelling in the ring. And this was, in terms of build, my favorite Hulk Hogan build for a payoff. And there's something on this list. Like, Hulk Hogan is a big game player because they're all WrestleMania matches from here on out. There was one OLI on SummerSlam, but the rest of the list, all WrestleMania matches. WrestleMania 5, Mega Powers Collide, Macho Man Randy Savage
He
versus
had
Hulk
lust
Hogan.
in his eyes.
Oh, Elizabeth.
Fighting over Miss Elizabeth.
Lust.
Macho Man Randy Savage, one of the few people that can match Hulk Hogan's crazy on the mic. Performance enhancers, no doubt, in several respects. Macho Man was a beloved babyface, formed the Mega Powers. They break up, Lust in Your Eyes over Miss Elizabeth.
A
Classic
year-long
story.
storyline, a full year. It ended up being more than a year, but up to that point, a year-long storyline. It's a truly great match. Macho was just so good. It's a great match.
Classic build. Number 2, this might actually be there. 2 of my first memories. My parents divorced when I was 2. I have a memory of my dad living in the house and me sitting behind his rocking chair. My second memory is looking at a full-page ad for WrestleMania 6, Hulk Hogan versus the Ultimate Warrior in Toronto. This match delivered, and those are two dudes that cannot work.
Champion versus champion. Title for title. It's the ultimate challenge. It's WrestleMania.
Who's that?
That was Vince McMahon.
Okay.
Another great person.
But Jack,
Man, I thought I grew up a wrestling fan, and then I hear you two talk about it. I'm like, I was behind.
Some real scumbags in wrestling, I think, is what we're finding out here.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
What?
What
No
happened with
way.
the rocking chair?
It's my memory. I have a memory of my dad sipping out of a coffee mug that my Abuela Juana still has somewhere that says Michael. He was reading the newspaper, and
You were how old?
I had to have been 2 because my parents divorced when I was 2. I had to have been.
You
That's
have a
my-
memory from 2 years
So
old?
do I.
What?
Yep, I tell people this all the time, and
Two?
that's why I was curious with Mike, because there's just one image of me sitting on like a rolled up rug.
If it was a rocking chair, I'd be like, that's weird. You
Nah.
both have rocking chairs.
It was me sitting on a rolled up rug, and the room was empty, and to my left was an entire mirrored wall. So I saw like the picture of myself on that thing, and to my right was a thing of windows. And I like remember, I don't know, some point in my childhood, and or maybe adolescence, I asked my mom about that image, and she was like, "Yeah, that sounds like the first house when we moved in here. When we moved in South Florida after you were born." Wow.
All right, I want everybody's first memory. All right, so get to work on that. We'll get to everybody's first memory in a little bit. And then number 1, this one is obvious. This one is easy. Ironically enough, the top 2 matches in Hulk Hogan's career both happened at a WrestleMania in Toronto. WrestleMania 18, Icon
yes.
versus Legend, the Rock versus Hulk Hogan. And this is a legit incredible match. Some good stuff in the ring. The Rock kind of carries them a little bit, but the storytelling and the way that the crowd, it was a weird double turn. The Rock came in as a babyface. Hogan came back to the WWF as several years removed. Comes back as Hollywood Hogan. The NWO is pretty much DOA. And the Toronto crowd just decided, screw your plans. We have an affinity for Hulk Hogan, the Hulkster, and we're going to get behind him. And the crowd starts cheering for Hulk Hogan in the match. It's electric. They both Ultimate Showman know how to read the crowd. The face-off in the middle of the ring as everyone in Skydome is going bonkers. If you watch one Hulk Hogan match, it has to be this one.
It's one of the great moments in the history of pro wrestling. It's one of the great crowds in the history of pro wrestling. I remember watching it. I think I was 21 years old, WrestleMania 18. I remember watching it, and all right, the match is starting, and this is Hollywood Hulk Hogan. He's a real piece of shit in the ring and outside the ring. I mean, he drove a semi-truck into The Rock's car the week before. He literally tried to kill Rock. All right?
Asshole.
So obviously, I'm rooting for The Rock. And you would think that that's going to be the case. And then they lock up to start the match, and Hogan throws Rock into the turnbuckle, and he does his, not Hollywood Hogan poses, he does his Hulk Hogan poses. And Hulk Hogan had not been in a WWE ring in like 8 years. And this is Skydome in Toronto. And he's doing the Hulk poses, and the crowd is going bananas.
Yep.
And I'm watching, I'm like, whoa. I'm cheering for Hulk Hogan now. That's Hulk Hogan. That's not Hollywood Hulk Hogan. And the way the story goes, like, they weren't expecting that to be the case. And Hulk actually says to Rock in the middle, early on in the match, when they see the crowd reaction, Hulk says, "Do you want me to fix this?" And Rock says, "Yes." And Hogan kind of takes control of the match, and they kind of flip sides. One of them is going to be the baby face, and the other one's going to be the heel. And
Jonathan
it's-
Zazzle, I have never been more impressed by you. I don't know if it's how you did your hair this morning, but there's something
very
about you I'm
confident, man.
very attracted to right now.
Very
That you have
confident.
born
Thank you.
for this exact segment right
This guy
here.
made fun of me earlier in the week for going to a Backstreet Boys concert, and he's sitting here reciting
Oh, no.
every
Have you
storyline in the
rewatched
history of
these?
wrestling.
This is great theater.
Do you watch them over and over again, or is this
How
just
do you
like
remember
you remember
every
it from the
storyline?
moment?
This is the only Hulk Hogan match that I think you can rewatch.
Okay.
I've seen this one many times, and I've seen one WrestleMania 6 against Warrior many times as well. Top 2.
Many times.
Yeah.
Like you sit down and rewatch the whole WrestleMania, or just like, you know what, I want to
No,
see
no, just the match.
Hulk and Warrior today.
No, not the whole thing. Not
It was
the whole thing.
that WrestleMania is really funny because there were matches that had to follow that, and the crowd was dead.
Yeah.
Absolutely dead. Because
It's a tremendous. If
it
you're a
brought the house
fan,
down.
it's such a great experience, that match.
It's honestly one of the top 10 matches of all time. It's like the one really good match from a technical and storytelling and just a crowd. The crowd's the star
Yeah, no, Mike,
of
can
the
you
show.
sit this one out? I want more Zaz.
How is that
for
not
sure.
the main event?
Because it didn't have a title.
Didn't have a title.
And back then it was like, oh, well, WrestleMania, the world title has to be the main event. It was a mistake.
No one knew that the crowd was going to react to that the way that they did. And it is what is most remembered. And it was a pretty good WrestleMania, mostly because of that match, but that match really, really sticks out.
WrestleMania 6?
No, WrestleMania 6
Look,
was
Israel's
Ultimate Warrior.
smitten with me right now. Look, I mean, I'm very confident. I got to tell you.
I got 2 words for you, Zaz. Go on.
Yesterday was a weird day for me, right? Because I'm doing ESPN radio yesterday, and the news of Hogan's passing breaks like 5 minutes before we're going on the air. And I'm probably, to my horn, but I'm probably the guy that you want on ESPN radio when Hulk Hogan passes away. So that was a great coincidence.
I've waited my whole life for this moment.
And that's right. And for, if you would have told 9-year-old Jonathan Zaslow, you're going to be the one who breaks the news about Hulk Hogan on ESPN. Like, that's crazy.
Wow, that is wild.
That's crazy. So I was sad yesterday because if you're a child of the 80s, and this is going to happen as we get older, our childhood heroes are going to pass away. And this was kind of like the first one of those for me. And so it's kind of a weird experience.
Billy, what was your first ever memory?
My first, I don't know. Like I don't have this catalog of memories like you guys do. Like back to your youth.
You don't have a first memory? You don't have like a memory that you can pull from when you were a child that you could say like, I guess approximately that might be my first memory. Do you remember your first day of school? Let's work backwards.
No, I played t-ball. I remember hitting 2 grand slams in a t-ball game.
Oh, that's got to be it. That's got to be the
But
one.
I don't know if that's my first memory.
Probably 6 or
2
7.
grand
then.
slams?
No, younger.
Yeah, I mean it was
2 grand
t-ball.
slam.
It was the second year of t-ball.
Over the fence or Bad News Bears
Over the
style?
line.
No, it's t-ball. There's no fences.
T-ball has the
It's just-
line.
it was basically you just keep running, and the kids are just throwing it everywhere.
So it's Bad News Bears style.
Yeah. Look at me. This is a little string bean. You look like I can hit a ball over a fence? No, get out of here.
Jeremy, what was your first memory?
I think, because I'm trying to go back to as far as I can, I think it's watching Mark McGuire hit like a 550-foot home run at then Pro Player Stadium in 1999.
2
I
out of the 3
years
first
old.
memories back here, baseball
No,
related.
I'm about to do
Interesting.
the same thing.
Oh my God.
Being at the first Marlins game ever, 93, I'd be 6. So that's a memory. And then I remember falling off of like those little like red and yellow toy cars you had as a kid. I was like climbing on top of it, and I fell onto
The yellow hood,
yeah,
the
yellow
red
hood,
body.
the exact
Yeah.
car. I fell off. I was like climbing
Everyone
on top
had
of
that.
it, and I fell onto like my parents' like Chattahoochee and like cut my forehead or
What's
something.
a Chattahoochee? I
thought
thought
that
it was
was
like a
place.
river.
Yeah.
What's a Chattahoochee?
It gets hotter than a
there's a-
hoochie coochie.
I think there's my dad used to call it that.
Well, what is it? Just
It's
tell
like
me what
these
it
like
is.
little like pebble rocks. Like
I think your dad just made a name for it.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm
think
on this.
so.
I'm gonna look this up.
Chattahoochee Rock.
Yeah.
So it's a rock?
It's just like a bunch of little. It's like a ground. It's like
Yeah,
gravel.
it's like gravel, pebbles,
I'm learning something.
Yeah, and I fell, and I have to text my mom how old I was for that. That might have been before Marlon, but those are my 2 first memories: falling off the red car and bleeding and being like rushed inside, and then Marlon's first game ever, 93.
And for those skeptics who say you probably just looked at a photograph of when you were 2 years old,
That's what I would
no,
say.
we
You
went through the
definitely did.
entire house. Nobody's taking a photograph of just blank room
Yeah,
with
people
the
take
baby
random
sitting in the middle
photographs.
of it. No.
Yeah, that's
not
what
a-
photographs were. Back in the day, you just like, we have 8 of these. Like, let's just take it, then we develop. It's not crazy to think.
Yeah,
I had a cousin that told me, or that used to say he remembered being born. I was like, okay, so people just lie. Like, that's not good. Just liars. You just
yeah.
remember sitting down on a thing and looking in a mirror. That's it. I think you saw a photograph.
Israel, you think it's unreasonable for someone to see a baby sitting in a room and say, let's take a picture?
In, let's say, what was this, maybe 1980, 1979, my parents moving stuff around, going to say, hey, stop, honey, let me go get the disposable camera, which my family did not have disposable cameras sitting around. My dad was not a techie. Like, if you go through our old family photos, there's not a ton, especially not of me. Not a ton of pictures.
Maybe
Definitely
you were
didn't
doing
see a
something
photo.
cute right before, and then they took the photo, and you no longer were doing something cute, so it's just like the after cute photo.
Then why couldn't we find the photo? Went through every single family photo we've ever had. Couldn't find it. I'm telling you.
I
It's not
believe
a
you,
thing.
Izzy. I believe you're
I'm with Zaz. You're
I'm
full
skeptical.
of shit. Yeah, Zaz thinks you're a liar.
As someone
Zaz
else
likes
said,
Hulk Hogan.
That
Yeah, he is a notable fan of racists. Yeah.
that's unfair.
He did say, not a big deal.
Totally fair.
I did not say
You
not
did
a big
not
deal.
say it.
How dare you?
How long did it take you on ESPN Radio to get to that part?
The racism?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Well, that's why I said I don't think it's complicated to discuss this. Like, I got to it right away.
Okay, good.
You know,
I think that's important, though. I just think if you do 10 minutes before you get to it, I do think it's a little.
No.
Can I buck up against, like, it's not complicated when, like, inside of your first 3 sentences you're talking about how the dude said an N-word and never
Right.
really gave a formal apology? I think that's a tricky one.
Right, Zaz, that's the part that's a little weird because you're just like, this is so simple. Why is anybody? It's like he did some terrible things.
I
and
think-
didn't
No,
apologize.
Seems easy to me.
But why? Yeah, why is that complicated? Like,
Well, it depends. Did you announce it this way? Noted racist Hulk Hogan dies at age something.
I think the question is, the debate is, how much do you want to praise a guy that is that?
That's a tricky part. That's exactly the thing.
Right, but
Chris
he's
Cody.
but that's what he's saying. That's not complicated, and that
I
is
think
complicated.
you do both. I don't think it's hard. Like you could talk about the joy that this person brought you as a child, and then it's also very okay to then talk about why black people especially did not like this man for the last 15, 20 years and how shitty it is that he could have just showed a little bit of remorse somewhere, and he never did, and as a result, he got booed out the building earlier this year and then tried to blame it on, he went on the McAfee show like a few weeks later and then tried to, it's very political. No, it's not. Like, there are other pro wrestlers who are right-wing, who support Donald Trump, and they don't get booed out the building when they appear. Maybe that had something to do with it, but it's because of things that you've said in the past, and you chose not to acknowledge it.
The Undertaker was on
Yeah.
that very same card, came out to a Kid Rock song.
Yeah.
The guy wears 9-line shirts.
Undertaker loves Trump.
Loves him, and he got a huge ovation there. And I think really the most frustrating, sad part, and the one that is probably most damning on his character, is that there was a large part of that wrestling audience that was ready to forgive him. You listen to people that were in that locker room, particularly the black wrestlers. They were there. They were going to hear him out. Now, Vince McMahon told him to be there, but he did so poorly that they doubled down, and they were like, to hell with this guy.
Listen, brothers.
Listen, brother. Brother's right there for you. Roy, what's your first memory?
Just walking to kindergarten. That's it.
Like what, to the school bus, from the school
No,
bus?
into the building.
Hello, school.
Everybody remembers their first day of school, or no? Billy, do you remember your first day of kindergarten?
I don't know.
Wow, that's unfortunate. I remember my first day of kindergarten.
I remember a day in kindergarten where I peed myself. Yeah, because I'm
Peeing
very
in your
much.
pants is cool.
I'm very much a rules person,
Stevens.
right? Follow the rules. I got there and they
peeing
told
yourself
us
is not
that wasn't
that's
very.
against
That
the
wasn't
rules.
a very specific rule. What was the rule is don't interrupt during what was it, morning announcements or something. And so we're all in the middle. We're all like, what is it? How do you sit with your legs crossed? It's not
Crisscross
offensive to say?
applesauce?
There you go,
Crisscross
applesauce.
applesauce, yeah.
We're all sitting there crisscross applesauce, and I really needed to go. But I'm just like, she said never to interrupt. So I'm just like, she was almost done. And I was just like, and then when she was done, I was like, I got to go. I wet my pants. She's like, why didn't you say anything? I said, you told us not to say anything. And then she, called my mom and I got some new shorts.
Rough first impression.
You were 34 years old.
There it is. Yeah.
I think that my first memory, actually, now that I think about it, is a dream that I had when I was a little kid.
That's-
No, because
that doesn't
it's,
count.
I've been
Not
told
true.
the story, so it's a
You've been
weird
told
one.
the story about your dream.
No, so this is a weird one because I can remember the dream totally. And the reason it's something I've been told about is it sent my mom down this weird numerology path and spirituality that was very interesting. But what it was
Your mom's
is
a kook?
a little bit. I love her. But I had this dream and I had it back-to-back nights where I was sleeping in my house and I got up and it was the middle of the night and I walked down the hallway and walking in through the door to the garage was Billy the Marlin. And
That's scary,
I end up
Terrifying.
Yeah, terrifying, right? But I end up like hanging out with Billy the Marlin
Dang
and
it.
we're like I don't know, we're playing baseball together, whatever. And then the
baseball?
next night, well, yeah, I still am obsessed with baseball. But the next night, I had the same dream, but with this random, like, adult who I did not recognize, but felt like family. And same exact thing. I promise this isn't
But
bad
you don't
and weird. Just let me
actually
get
create
there.
Dreams.
I
You don't
promise.
create faces that you don't
my boy
recognize in
cook.
your dream. It's
So-
got to be somebody that you know.
Right. So this is weird, right? And then what ends up happening is that a couple of weeks later, my mom was going through an old photo album showing me pictures of her from being a kid, whatever. And there's a face, and I'm like,
That's
oh,
Uncle
that's
Jeff.
the guy from my dream. It was my Uncle Maury, who died when he was 24 years old, well before I was ever born. And my mom was like, what? And so she called my aunt and was like, did you ever show Jeremy pictures of Maury? And no, the answer was no. And so it was this very weird, like, what's going on in this kid's head? Anyway, that.
Your house is haunted.
Could it have been also you saw a photo of someone and you like in hindsight you're like, oh, that was him, but it really wasn't him in the dream.
I mean,
Like
maybe.
Izzy
Not
with
to
the
ruin-
picture he saw.
No,
himself
look,
in a mirror.
I think it doesn't make any sense, right? But I can still vividly remember what both of those dreams looked like in my head now today.
doesn't count.
Why did that send your mom down a path of numerology?
So it was my So
Great
here's
follow-up.
the
That's a
here's
great
the interesting
question.
one,
Thank
right?
you.
The number
spirituality.
23.
No, it's really great, right? Because so what it was is basically my mom, I don't know who she went to go talk to, but there was some sort of spirituality, something that she was talking to about this, and basically what it ended up being was it was like my like birth weight and time I was born and her
Divided by
birthday
the calorie.
were all exactly the same. It was like the time I was born was 7/31. She's born on July 31st. And there ended up being basically this connection with that to my uncle. I know, I get it. I get all of those
How
things.
you feeling about this story right now?
I'm not feeling great about bringing it up, if I'm being honest, because
I'd
it's
regret
really
it.
cool. It's cool stuff for her, you know? And
And Uncle Maury.
yeah, and my uncle.
Yeah.
I bet he pops up in another dream now.
Like today,
Yep.
because of how insane this conversation is.
Yeah.
I'm sweating.
Can I ask you a question? Why did you decide yesterday to share your high school baseball stats on Twitter?
Because it said it's share a
What?
piece of baseball lore about you. And so I went, screw it, I'll brag for a second.
Do
I
we
felt
have that
good
photo?
about that.
Yeah, like,
that
can
photo
I-
was cute.
Thanks, man.
I'd like to see this.
Yeah, show the photo. We'll give you time.
You know, I figured I'd do it on Twitter instead of on the show every week like Tony.
Yeah.
It
Happy
led,
birthday, by the way.
It led to I overheard a conversation of Jeremy just being like, yeah, I threw 4 and 2 shutout innings of like just breaking down like some game he was
That
doing.
didn't happen.
You were talking to GQ about it. I heard it.
Nope.
It was he came in. Someone said something, and then Jeremy decided, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put all of the statistical categories that I led my high school district in, and then I'm going to name all of the major league.
You were like a
baseball
big time
players.
baseball player in high school?
Oh, yeah, I was first team all county down
Is he
here.
being serious?
No, he was good.
Yeah.
I was a
Yeah,
pitcher.
Jordan McPherson, I think, put out his all-county athlete picture that I guess he went through the Herald archives to find. And then he was like, and this was a league with this player and that player that are all like major league baseball
Yeah, it was
players
Jesus
now.
Luzardo and Tuki Toussaint and Sean Anderson, and they were all in the same district as me, and I led the county in innings and whip and
What was your
wins.
best pitch?
Strike one?
His coach was Dusty Baker. He
My
worked his
my
ace a lot,
thoughts
that's why.
while it is impressive, and we'll see the stats at some point here. While it is impressive, and I know this shouldn't be the place that we went with this, but I remember seeing it. I was like, oh, what happened? Like all these other guys made it to the majors. Like, oh no, what happened?
I'm there too, just on the broadcast.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
Good
a
for
good
you.
flex. Good flex. Was there some sort of injury that derailed the
No,
career?
I was
Just-
5'9" Jewish and threw 80 miles an hour.
Yeah. I
Why
think
do you
that's-
look like you played in 1921?
I know it's crazy, right? Yeah, if you're not seeing the image, it is something.
I think you should bend the brim of that hat a little more.
What school was this?
Cypress Bay High School.
Good school. Good baseball school in Broward.
Yeah. Good for you.
Thanks, man. I was in regular season.
Good school.
All right. Now
9-0.
I'm not the only varsity high school athlete. here
9-0
on the show
with a
now.
1.15 ERA.
Almost all of us are.
What'd you do?
I played varsity basketball at NMB. What is that? What was that sound? What's that
I
sound?
remember laughing about this back in the day.
What sound was that?
Sorry.
Do you have any video?
Basketball.
We have clips of this?
Do we have your stats?
No, but I have my father saved newspaper clippings where
They all
when
do.
when you score, it's in the paper.
Is intramurals varsity?
Okay. How dare you? Number one, and number two, I do have video. I have a game on VHS. I would have to find it, but I do have it.
Find a VCR.
Yeah, right. There's a lot of finding we'd have to do.
You like a point
to
guard?
watch
What
that.
would you do? Like a
Shooting
little
guard.
spot-up shooter?
Pablo.
Didn't have great handles, okay, but obviously I'm small, so I was shooting guard. That's right.
Shooting guard.
Didn't play very much. Let's be honest.
Played 2.
Let's be honest. Did not play a whole lot.
I
But
also had a
bench
varsity
guy.
letter in high school.
but
if
played
we're just
against
gonna say these
right.
things.
But played against those Miami High teams: Steve Blake, Udonis Haslam, American
There you
at
go.
James Jones.
How'd it go against you and Steve Blake?
I didn't play.
He didn't pick him up. That wasn't his assignment.
Good
Steve
high
Blake
five
played,
guy, though.
I didn't.
High five
Oh
guy?
yeah,
Good IQ
yeah.
guy
I used
there.
to lead the team layup line when we run into the gym. I was the
First
first
guy
guy.
in.
I can see that.
Yep,
First
I
guy
was
in,
the fir-
last guy
I
out.
was the first guy, and you throw the ball off the backboard. Everyone tips it off the backboard, and the last guy dunks. I was obviously the guy who threw it.
I
up
can
off
tell
the
by your form that you're good at it. You just gotta throw it up real nice and solid.
Did you walk around with like a varsity jacket at the time?
No, you didn't do that at our school.
rip-off?
Really?
No, you didn't do that at our school. No.
There wasn't a dame out there, a belle that you gave your jacket to for
No.
the big dance?
No.
Sock cop?
No.
Oh.
No, we didn't have those either, but you guys will love because this is just, sums me up as it goes. I was in our school musical as well, and we had a big game. We were all supposed to wear our jerseys on that day, but in the same week of the musical, we were also supposed to wear promotional shirts. So I was walking through our school with my baseball jersey unbuttoned over our Legally Blonde the musical shirt.
Just so you know, right before he said that, Jeremy said to me, "You're gonna love this."
I knew he would.
Why is he?
I didn't love it. I
All
liked
of
it.
you.
It was okay. I didn't love it.
It's just typical of me, man. I know. I'm just trying to give you guys fodder.
That's an awful thing to do. Why? Jeremy, that's actually unexpected of you. You're going to love this. Legally Blonde, the musical story.
Real setup there.
Hey, man.
You're supposed to represent
I'm
the
trying
best
to get.
of
I'm
us.
trying to get off of the idea of me bragging about my high school stats. So trying to show some humility.
Izzy, you weren't a high school varsity athlete?
I was a high school varsity athlete. I lettered in volleyball for 2 years. And I had one moment where at Northwestern High School, I had to play middle blocker because one of our middle blockers was hurt, and I was a chunky little 5'10" guy. But I got up for a block one time. It was with such force that after it came off my hands, it bounced to the back wall and broke the glass that protected the fire extinguisher, and man, did my team go nuts. Don't know your strength. We
Look at
lost it
us.
in straight sets, but that was a hell of a play.
A room of people who peaked at 18.
Yep.
This is Juju. He's got a new show.
Welcome back. The Alley Oop has returned.
How many damn jerseys do you have?
It's about basketball, hoops, and hoopers.
I'm trying to get us away from calling him the Joker because the other nickname on his page is Big Honey. And I just think Big Honey is a way better nickname.
Now, Don Staley and them girls back at it again. And she gonna pull up Prada down, Chanel, Gucci, and Louis. It don't even matter. Them Auburn Tigers, bro. Them boys 35 years old each player. None of them brothers got a hairline amongst any of them.
But maybe you're wondering, where can I see it or hear it? Tell us, Juju.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/oddballhoops. Do you need me to point at some visual explanations? Well, here you go.
Best-selling author Michael Grunwald tells us that our insatiable pie holes are eating the earth alive. And the city of Miami canceled this year's elections, but the man who fought City Hall and won, Emilio Gonzalez, joins us this week on Because Miami. Roy, what's going on in sports?
Well, we're going to talk about hockey on the Hockey Show because that's what we do. We talk hockey on the Hockey Show, and that's the name of the show. It's the Hockey Show. We have Adnan Perk on the show to talk about NHL offseason, and he's written a book, Cinefoul. That's coming up on the Hockey Show because we talk about hockey.
You gonna be talking about hockey, Roy?
Hockey, that's right. Hockey. That's what we do. We talk about hockey. Not baseball, not football, not basketball, and certainly not soccer. We talk about hockey. And Rose doesn't talk about hockey.
So I'm a little concerned about Lee moving back to Manhattan. Because
Why is that, Mike?
He's had such an outdoorsman run, and now he's just going to be back in the concrete jungle.
City slicker, yeah.
Riding the subway and stuff.
Yeah.
So I shared
You
that
can
concern.
kayak on the Hudson.
I told Jess when she left, I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry that you're leaving." Blah blah blah, whatever. I was like, I feel bad for Lee, and she like very accurately put me in my place and said, "You know, there's water everywhere, right?" And I was like, "Oh, well, you're right."
Yeah, but it's not the same, though. It's not the same. That
No,
water's
it's not the
cold.
same. It's not the same. However, I would like to point out that that is how much he disliked living in Miami, that he's giving up his life of fishing and kayaking.
Wow.
Man, nobody likes Miami.
Well, this week
So
on
in a
Mystery
place-
Crate, we talk about high school and how Tony and Chris were
Yeah.
definitely skippers.
Maybe.
Definitely. Billy was
Possibly.
not. Yeah.
Oh,
You weren't a skipper.
You weren't a skipper.
We're going to find out.
Yeah, you'll find out, though.
I do declare.
Hi, I'm David Sampson. How would you like to sit down with me and talk about success in business, which equals money? And I like money. And let's face it, there's a lot of guys in baseball who could learn a thing or two about money. I'll tell you how I went from a law school guy to a newspaper delivery guy to a Wall Street guy to baseball guy to a media guy. If you're smart, great. Maybe you can imitate me. If you're not, take solace. You're just like nearly everybody else. So, you want to talk business? Think of me as your OnlyFans for rich guys.
David, you know this. This is why people don't like you. You're like capitalism in human form. But if people like you and dislike you, then you really have a show.
And I do have a show. Every Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern. Be there. It's 5 days a week. Nothing personal with David Sampson.
Start of the day, start of the day, it is your start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day, it is your start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day, it is your start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day, it is your start of the day.
We have two stats of the day, and they are presented both by Miller Lite.
In the National League, the leaders since June 13th in record, hits, and team batting average
was Jeremy.
The Milwaukee Brewers and your Miami Marlins. They square off this weekend in Miami. In Milwaukee.
Hey, was that a big trade that happened in the MLB?
Josh
yesterday?
Naylor.
Josh Naylor.
It's certainly helpful for the Mariners. They needed a bat. The rumor is that they could still go after Eugenio Suarez, who's also from the Diamondbacks, in a separate trade. But it's a big enough deal because it gets the ball rolling toward the deadline. So now you could see some trades happen over the weekend.
Josh Naylor, soda's drinker's body?
Naylor. Barely know her.
He's trimmed down some.
Has he?
Yeah, has he?
I associate him as
Well,
being
that's actually why
a
soda
plump
drinker.
first baseman.
If
Hulk
he was
Hogan.
plump, you know.
Hulk Hogan.
I always thought A.J. Burnett had a soda drinker's body.
That's a good one
that's
for a
not a bad
skinny
one.
guy.
Oh, no.
You know what I'm noticing with we
Oh,
did
yeah,
it with
yeah,
Travis Barker? Tattoos.
Tattoos.
Convey soda.
Well,
for
they
skinny
also
people.
help you look a little bit more fit too. Because Travis Barker, I think most people would think that he's a little bit more fit because of the tattoo. AJ Burnett just looks like I'm seeing him at the gas station grab a nicotine pouch.
He has pierced nipples.
Yes.
For
Yes,
sure.
he
Yeah,
does.
every time he's mentioned, I have to bring up he has pierced nipples. I wanted to get a sleeve
Oh, I thought you
tattoo
were just
once.
projecting that on him.
No, he definitely does.
Because I was buying it.
No, I know he does. When they won the wild card in 2003, they had like this celebration with the fans in like this tent outside the stadium, and he was injured. He wasn't even playing, but he was so drunk.
I remember.
And he had his shirt off. He was spinning around his
Yeah.
head, and I remember as a kid, I was like, "They pierced those?"
He called me ugly once. I don't really get it.
He called
What?
you ugly
Why would he do that?
to your
I don't know.
face.
Maybe I was ugly back then.
But like, why would he just saw you like, yo, that dude's ugly?
I don't remember the exact reference. I just remember it forever.
Hold on a second. How do you remember when you were 2 sitting in front of a mirror, but you don't remember why AJ Burnett called you ugly?
I mean, those are little details. I forget a lot of things.
Were you having an ugly day?
I mean, I don't know. That's for
He
other
just
people
walked
to
up and
judge.
like ugly.
Right.
I mean, I
ugly,
was a beat
ugly
writer that was
goose.
probably gotten really comfortable with me being around, and he probably said something about the ugly kid. I don't know.
It's a rough thing to say.
I feel like there's more to this.
Well, okay, then I will describe why I think A.J. Burnett had a soda drinker's body, because to me, you have a soda drinker's body if you're like skinny. You guys said skinny fat. I don't think it's necessarily skinny fat. I think it's a combination of tiny pouch belly, and then no ass at all.
Roy said Hulk
And AJ
Hogan
Burnett had that.
randomly. Like,
Let's get to this second stat that we have, which is, of course, presented by Miller Lite.
Hulk Hogan yesterday died 10 years to the day of him making that racist rant.
Whoa!
To the day. Yeah. WWE announced the very same day that they were cutting ties with him because he got pretty whitewashed from history, and then it took like several years for him to get back.
He was always whitewashed.
Hey, I've got one more Hulk Hogan top 5. Oh, this one was a lot easier to come up with than the matches because he was not good in ring. This is the top 5 Hulk Hogan rivals.
Isn't it amazing where you could say the greatest and most important wrestler of all time, not good in the wrestling ring?
No. Not good at all. Not good at all. OLI. This rivalry was exactly what Hulk Hogan needed for his career because Hulkamania was about to cease running wild. But then you had the Gulf War happen, and Vince McMahon had the inspired idea to have Sergeant Slaughter become a turncoat and become pro-Iraq. Sergeant Slaughter gets the belt from Ultimate Warrior, who won it from Hulk Hogan.
I was there for that.
It was at the Miami Arena at the Royal Rumble, and then a pretty good build, and not a bad match, by the way. There was blood in this match, the WrestleMania payoff between Hulk Hogan and Sergeant Slaughter, but OLI Sergeant Slaughter. OLI, this guy was pretty decent in the ring for a big guy, and he had pretty memorable moments even outside of his rivalry with Hulk Hogan, but this was a great example of Vince McMahon bringing somebody in from the outside, and he was always pretty good at promoting a monster and building a character that seemed larger than life and very difficult to overcome, even for Hulk Hogan, and it was Earthquake.
Yeah.
I love that program. It was like a post-WrestleMania program that went several months, and Earthquake, it's hard once you come out the gates, you have a rivalry with Hulk Hogan, you fail. A lot of guys, we've seen this with John Cena, you get Lord Tenside. You kind of get forgotten and wasted. Earthquake, not the case.
So they had to write Hogan off screen back then, all right, because he was going to do a movie or whatever. And so back then you had to do something to write him off screen to keep the illusion, you know? And Earthquake, like he hurt Hulk Hogan really bad, and Hulk had to go to the hospital. And I used to wake up every Saturday morning, all right? I would watch my cartoons.
Me too. I also used to wake up every Saturday morning.
I would watch my cartoons, and then I would watch WWF Superstars. And they would tell us Hulk Hogan is in the hospital because this real piece of shit Earthquake, he put him there. I am Israel. I'm going on. And they put up an address on the screen where you can write to the Hulkster in the hospital.
Oh, no.
You could write him a letter. I'm 9 years old at this time, all right? Now, little did I know.
What'd you say?
Little did I know, they want you to write a letter because then they get your mailing address and they could send you stuff in the mail to order merchandise and all of that.
The old data pool.
That's right. It was a gimmick to get my parents' address.
Did you say, Hulk, thank you for fighting for the rights of every man?
White man.
And so I wrote the Hulkster. I was 9 years old.
This is crazy.
I wrote the Hulkster, all right? I wrote him a heartfelt letter. He's in the hospital. I was so sad that Hulk is hurt. And that's not it, because a month or two later, whatever it was, I got a postcard from the Hulkster. I got a postcard from it's signed by him and everything, you know.
That somebody else wrote.
Well, you know, it's a copy of the signature, and it's a generic, you know, thank you, Hulkamaniac. And I was so excited. That letter came in the mail. The Hulkster wrote me back from the hospital bed.
That's not the worst thing that Earthquake did in his pro career. Izzy, I'd like for you to look up a YouTube video of Earthquake killing Damien.
Got it.
There is an iconic moment in his rivalry with Jake the Snake Roberts where Earthquake kills the beloved Damien Snake of Jake the Snake Roberts, and it was traumatizing.
Thank you for telling me Damien was a snake.
I got to tell you, Earthquake sounds like he was misunderstood. He put a racist in the hospital, and he killed a snake named after a devil that used to go around attacking people. Like, I think that Earthquake may have been doing good.
It's an interesting way to look at it. He also debuted as Canadian Earthquake, and he quickly dropped the Canadian part.
Yeah.
All right, number 5. Now, this payoff was one of the worst matches of all time, but during the Monday Night Wars, during WCW's hottest era, Sting was hanging from the rafters. Sting was taking on the entirety of the NWO. It carried like an entire year of programming.
He went a whole year without talking.
A whole year without talking, and Sting was the biggest babyface in the company at the time. So Sting is number 5 on Hulk Hogan's greatest rival.
How could you tell he was a babyface?
He was like a bit of an anti-hero. This was his like Crow era, but you could tell he was a babyface because he was attacking the NWO.
Well, and it's based on the crowd reaction.
And he felt very hurt when people assumed that he was the third man in the NWO. Lex Luger's best friend was doubting his loyalty to WCW, and he became this vigilante.
But he
type.
covered his face, is what I'm saying.
He did, and the part of the reason why the Starrcade match was so poorly received was they botched one of the finishes. Sting actually loses in the middle of the match. He gets pinned. And they just like, oh, never mind that.
The referee, the communication wasn't good. The referee counted 3. It's like, oh, well, what just happened? You know,
I can't believe we did this entire year just for Sting to lose clean.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was real bad. Number 4 is Andre the Giant. Went through why that was. Number 3, very emotional videos that he put out there yesterday. A good friend, and I mentioned that part of what complicates Hulk Hogan's legacy off the field and Hulk Hogan the person for me is I know exactly how decent of a friend he was to Ric Flair, how he stood by his side when Ric Flair was Hulk Hogan was in the hospital so much. I guess easy for him to like Ric Flair. Didn't like other people in that locker room, but, a complicated guy nonetheless. But
wait a second. Mm-hmm. So I'm just watching the video of this guy killing the snake.
Terrible, right?
Well, I don't know if I went to the wrong video, but he pulls out a bag from under the ring.
Yeah.
Sack.
Bag's not really, a sack. Sack's not really moving, but assume there's a snake in there. And he goes like, what do you call that when you go from like...
He runs the ropes.
He runs the ropes, and then he's about to like drop like a leg kick on him or something, and they go straight to a commentary guy, and they don't actually show it. Am I watching the wrong video?
Well, because it's so traumatic, they had to not show it on television.
That he jumped on top of a bag.
No, it was a snake.
It was a snake in the bag.
Okay.
Yeah, Damien.
So number 3 was Ric Flair.
That was a fast count, by the way. I just watched. I was interested in the match that they did the count. Like, that was the fastest count I've ever seen.
Oh, it was a disaster. Was that Nick Patrick?
Was it Nick Patrick?
Yes.
That
With the
dirty
long black hair?
scoundrel, the NWO ref. He was on the take. Number 2, this guy was incredible on the microphone and had a great rivalry with Hulk Hogan. Sold a lot of tickets. Main evented the first ever WrestleMania alongside Hulk Hogan, and it's Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper, one of the all-time greats. Roddy Piper, one of the best ever on the microphone. Roddy Piper never needed a championship to get over.
Wore a skirt.
Kilt.
Yeah, kilt. Yeah,
whatever.
And number 1, we went
Scottish.
into is certainly Hulk Hogan's greatest program, over a year long, his greatest rival, and should be interested if Hulk Hogan actually made it to the pearly gates. Macho Man is there telling him to be a man.
It's probably on site between Macho and Hogan.
Thought you were going to say black people.
Like Tony and Dominique?
It's probably not going to happen.
All right, big movie weekend. We'll see how big of a hit Happy Gilmore 2 is.
Oh, I can't wait to
on
watch
Netflix.
this tonight.
That's tonight. We had Bobin on the show.
It's on already. You can watch it right now.
I thought about getting up this morning and watching it before work just to have, like, because it came out at 3 a.m.
You got to, like, set the scene in your house. You don't want to rush to watch it.
That's the thing is that then you get into, like, the whole thing. Like, I get into a thing with my wife where, like, if then we go on Netflix, she'll be like, oh, Happy Gilmore 2's out. And then it's like, I woke up and I watched it at 5:30 this morning, so I'd watch it before work. So then do I, like, pretend I didn't? Do I watch it again? And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to be loyal to my wife and not watch this, and we can watch it tonight with some popcorn.
I watched a few minutes.
Real minutes?
Yeah, a few minutes on the way in this morning.
Like you started the beginning
on the
of
way
it?
in
While driving.
Yeah.
Or I'm glad.
Were you driving?
I don't want to answer that
All
question.
right.
I'm glad you did.
How long is it?
What were your early impressions?
My early impressions.
How many minutes did you watch?
Probably about 14. 14. And my early impressions is the premise is about as nonsensical as the original.
Good.
Spoiler.
I mean, you ever see Billy Madison?
Can we
talk about the
I
premise
think,
of a
I
movie?
think some people here, I don't know everybody, some people recognize that I'm not a huge Adam Sandler fan. I'm not really liking all of his. I did watch the classics, watched them all once, right? But I did start to watch Happy Gilmore over again. Yeah. And this one, it just makes me laugh. Like, I don't think we could do it again today, but like the idea that he is a huge hockey fan and his dad gets hit by a puck and killed, and he becomes more of a hockey fan. Like, if my dad got killed by a hockey puck, I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and change sports. That sport, not for me.
You ask the Kachucks, that's how they want to go.
Can I guess? Can I guess? I bet this is how it goes. The movie starts. He's like older, done being happy, not playing golf anymore. He gets
sad
challenged by one of these, like the Scheffler, like a current golfer is like, hey, they have some sort of altercation where it's like, oh, I could still do it. And then all of a sudden it's like,
I didn't
happy.
get that far.
No, I think he like needs money. I think you're
okay.
right about what you said at first, but the reason he gets back into golf is he needs money and he needs it fast.
So does he join the Live Tour?
Kind of like last time then, because he needed it for his grandma's. I watched the first one last night, by the way. I was like, let me refresh the drink a little bit.
Still good?
Oh, it's last.
How'd you feel when Ben Stiller was abusing the elderly?
How about I get you a nice glass of shut the
Yeah,
hell up?
it's freaking hilarious.
It's a common line we use in my house.
I'm excited for this one. I wish it were. If it were in the movie theaters, we'd go to the theater, right?
It's directed by the Workaholics guy, Kyle Newcheck.
Oh, really?
That makes me feel better. Not the three actors, but
No,
the guy
Free Carl.
that directed all theirs. Yeah, exactly. So that I was worried that the movie was going to be bad. When I saw he's directing,
it's going to be good.
it gives me hope.
I
So
think
I'm-
it's because
Him and Spielberg.
I don't know if you guys were watching that.
No
I
Carl
don't know if you
Weathers,
guys
though.
are watching that show Stick on Apple TV.
I've seen the first
With
4
Owen
episodes.
Wilson?
Owen Wilson, and the premise of that is somebody he discovers as this great golfer who I think, spoiler alert, is the son of a golfer as well. But that one, this guy
Jeez, that
goes
was
from
a genuine spoiler.
It really was actually. You know what? I'm
Izzy
sorry.
doesn't abide by
That
the
was
rules
wild.
of spoiling. He
I did
can
say
say
spoiler
whatever he
alert.
wants.
So if you
After.
say spoiler, did I? Okay.
I feel like Happy Gilmore's gonna have way too many cameos. Like that's one of my
That's the
concerns.
part that makes me nervous.
Well,
about it.
Stick
that's
has
a
a bunch of
Sandler.
cameos.
That's a Sandler.
But seeing Bad Bunny like on the bag, ugh.
a Sandler staple is having cameos, and Dan Patrick's got to be in it. We know MJF is in it.
I saw one of the Bellas is in it, and one of the Bellas is mad because all of her lines were cut out, and she did like a press tour promoting the movie, and then watches like, oh, nothing that I said was actually in the movie.
I saw Travis Kelce's a waiter.
Really? Wow.
I did not get to any of those parts.
All right.
I got to one part that I can't spoil for you because it's sort of the whole premise of the thing, but it's wild.
I can't wait to watch this. My wife loves Adam Sandler. It's her favorite actor. So we see all of the Adam Sandler
That's so
movies.
weird. I like your wife so much.
Hall pass?
Yes, that is a he's the top of the hall pass for her.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Who else is on that list?
Dave Matthews.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd be more okay with Adam Sandler.
And then Omar Epps. She loves Omar Epps.
I was gonna say she has a type, but then Omar Epps kind of
The
program,
yeah.
What's the difference?
So
well,
she
you
must,
have like a Dave Matthews vibe.
I do?
Yeah.
she must really love I Now
Soda
Pronounce You
drinkers.
Chuck and Larry then, because Adam Sandler and Dave Matthews flirt with each other in that
Well,
one.
Dave Matthews is in a lot of Adam Sandler movies.
It just must have been a moment for her.
When did you stop waking up Saturday mornings?
No, I'm still doing it.
Yeah, me too. I haven't missed one yet.
I like the beard, Zaz.
Well, that's because I'm an adult.
Are you gonna just keep that going?
I'm planning on staying an adult.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
we'll see where it takes us.
You saw a movie last night, right?
I saw Fantastic Four last night.
All right. Now you definitely have to be. This is Marvel-free.
Yeah, I won't spoil. No spoilers.
Did you guys get your Fantastic Four skins?
Oh, for Fortnite?
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
I don't play Fortnite. Haven't ever played Fortnite. Not a thing that I've done. But I am excited about this one, Fantastic Four.
I have to see every superhero movie the night before it comes out.
How?
It's officially out today, but now they release movies. You know how movies used
you
to come
made
on
fun
Fridays.
of me for Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, you think Backstreet Boys are the same as Marvel?
Opening night.
Marvel.
Backstreet Boys are the same as superheroes? Nobody ever said that Backstreet Boys are a superhero. Get the hell out of here. Backstreet Boys.
Who watched Bert and Ernie and was like, Bert's cadence? I gotta have that.
Hey, Bert.
So I saw Fantastic Four last night, which is great. Okay, no spoilers. Again, it's a great movie. But here's really what I took away from the movie. Okay, so you know how before movies there are trailers, right?
Trailer.
They show previews of other movies. All right, you know about these, right, Israel?
Yes.
And
I used to go to the movies with you all the time, babe.
Oh, Israel and I, we used to do matinee dates. He used to go see the Saw movies with
Mates.
me. That's right.
The
That's
two
my
of
mate.
you just would go in the middle of the day to see Saw movies?
Middle of the day, Billy.
Middle of the day.
Was
Why?
that post-morning show?
Ah, that's
Because,
Yeah,
what it
probably.
was.
because Zaslow asked me on a date.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what, Zaz? Absolutely.
I didn't do the popcorn trick though. Thought
Hall
about
pass?
it, didn't do it. No one else I love the Saw movies, and no one else wanted to go see them with me in the theater, but Israel was down to go with me. So we saw at least 2, maybe 3 of the Saw movies in theaters. That was always our thing. Hey, Israel, new Saw movie's out. We're going. Let's go.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah, we went. We saw the Saw movies. Anyway, you know how they show trailers before movies, all right? Everybody knows
Yes,
that.
I think everybody does, yeah.
Is it weird that at my age right now, to be afraid of a movie, like a horror movie, to actually be scared of a movie? Because they showed a trailer for this movie yesterday, and I've seen trailers for it before, and I'm interested in seeing it. I love horror movies.
Can I guess?
Me and my boys go to see all the good horror movies. Yes, you can guess it.
Can I guess the trailer?
Yeah.
Weapons.
Yup. Weapons.
Good guess.
Josh Brolin. What's her name? Garner. Julia Garner, who's actually Silver Surfer in Fantastic Four.
She's still married to Mark Foster the People?
I don't know. I don't keep track of that stuff. And so, this movie, Weapons, I'm going to see it because I have to know what is making these kids run away from the homes. And this movie scares me.
I got a trick for you. If you're willing, Zaz, if you're willing to watch the movie at home, if you got a little home theater set up in the mansion? Sorry. If you've got a home theater, the easy way to not lose your life when you're watching these horror movies, throw on the captions, man. Those things are great spoilers. I watched Sinners in a home theater in Orlando at some rental house, and I was like, I don't know if I want to watch it there. I don't really like scary
Is Sinners
movies.
scary?
And I was
I haven't
like,
seen
you know
it
what?
yet.
It's great. And I put on the captions because everybody in my family has to watch shows with captions now. And I was like, wow, nice little spoiler alert right before the jump scare. I get to read it.
Oh.
I don't do Love Island with captions because it says who's getting eliminated before
I go
you
like
see
this.
It. Yeah.
But you
like
have to
block
do-
your
Hold your
vision.
hand up.
Yeah, I
Kelly,
put my
'cause the
hand
name-
up. I go like this, and then I don't see the name.
There's always a big dramatic, and the person leaving the
Yeah.
island is.
It's always a little
and
early.
then you always see
Go
the
like- go
name
like
before
this,
they actually say it.
and then you're good.
Yeah.
Why not just not have the captions?
I have
do
to
the
use
same
captions
thing as
for Love
Billy.
Island
That's
UK, though.
Billy? I'm literally doing. I'm like, I
Kids,
don't want to
kids
see
are
it.
sleeping. Kids love to sleep at their worst times.
Well, you mentioned the Saw movies, and I don't know if you saw
So
this.
is it weird, by the way, that I'm going to see it? But
Yeah,
I'm
'cause it's not
scared.
real.
It's
Not
not the
real.
most weird thing about you.
Yeah, you got other things going on. Hollywood
OLA.
Reporter put out a top 25 best horror movies of the 21st century list, and I saw this list, and it is a dreadful list. So let's go through it real quick. Number 25, maybe some people haven't heard of this movie. It's Timothy Chalamet. It's a movie about cannibalism,
Love
bones
that
and
movie.
all.
Really good. I really enjoyed that movie.
All right, so it's not.
It's one of the only movies I've seen on this list, actually.
So
I don't
I've-
even know if I'd call it a horror movie because
Really?
it's cannibalism, but like that's a different thing than your standard horror movie, right?
Well, there's a few movies on this list.
It's
and I'm
almost
like,
romantic.
I'm
this
not so
movie.
sure that that's a horror movie, so we can get through it. But I'm glad we have someone here that saw bones and all.
I did like that movie.
All right, that was number 25. Number 24 is a movie I didn't like one bit. I think it's the worst A24 movie out. Talk to Me.
Oh, that's a good movie.
I didn't like it.
That movie's violent.
It is violent, but I didn't like it. Usually I can trust A24. That was like the first time I'm like, this does not bang for me. Number 23.
The opening scene in that movie's crazy.
Number 23 is really good. A Quiet Place.
Yeah.
Number 22 is a movie I have not seen. Has anyone seen Under the Shadow? I don't even know what that is. All right, no one. Number 21, another movie I haven't seen, His House.
I haven't seen that either.
Number 20, I have seen Sam Raimi movie, Drag Me to Hell.
That's a good movie.
Solid movie. Number 19 is another movie that I saw. It's actually about STDs. That's what the It is. But It Follows. Great movie. And number 18 is Presence. Haven't seen that one. Number 17 is really good.
Yep.
The Invisible Man. That was a solid flick.
You would call that a horror movie? I think it's just more like suspense. Invisible Man.
The Invisible Man is a classic Universal Studios monster.
That's a good movie.
So, number 16, huge box office hit, Sinners, available on streaming now. Number 15, I haven't seen Saint Maud. Number 14, people saw The Sixth Sense and they were like, what if we get another movie with ghosts and a twist? And that was Nicole Kidman's The Others.
I saw that.
You like it?
Yeah, it's fine. I wouldn't have it this high on the list.
Number 13, great movie. I guess it's a horror movie, although I wouldn't necessarily. I guess it's a vampire. Nosferatu. Pretty solid. Number 12. We talked about this briefly before. You didn't like Us?
No, I didn't like Us.
Jordan
And I like the Jordan
Not
Peele
like
movies.
Us.
I like the Jordan Peele movies. The ending, the twist in the end was cool, but otherwise I didn't really care for the movie.
Number 11, The Witch. I love this movie. Robert Eggers, who did Nosferatu as well. One of my two favorite contemporary directors. They both have done movies in horror. The Witch is fantastic. The lead in The Witch is actually in Fantastic Four. He plays Galactus. Great voice.
Oh, okay.
Number 10. This was my biggest problem.
This movie's crazy.
This was my biggest problem with this list. Hereditary might be the greatest horror movie
That
ever
movie
made.
is crazy.
Ari Aster, a brilliant director. I like to talk about the film Eddington because Pedro Pascal has 2 films out at the box office right now, and I saw Eddington last week.
He's been getting some work lately.
Good buzz around that guy. I'll tell you about my Eddington story in a little bit, but Hereditary was one of the few films that made me like stand up and go, "What the?"
It has one of the most shocking horror scenes ever.
Yes, it's
Me and my
brilliant.
son are looking at it and go, holy shit.
There's a couple of scenes in that where you're just like, "Oh my!"
Yeah, that movie's wild.
God, Ari Aster is a wizard. Any list that has Hereditary behind The Conjuring is a crackpot.
Conjuring's
list.
good. Conjuring's a good movie though.
Yeah, but it's not Hereditary. Hereditary is really terrifying. Hereditary should be number 1. Conjuring is number 9. Pan's Labyrinth, I don't think is a horror whatsoever.
Is that the one with David Bowie?
No, that's Labyrinth.
Oh, those are different?
No,
Okay.
Roy said it's a kid's movie.
No. I said everybody thought it was a kid's movie. So parents are taking their kids to see this movie, and it was a disaster.
I'll tell you, one of my favorite films of the 21st century, a brilliant film by Guillermo del Toro, stunning, practical effects. It is kind of like a fairy tale, one of the greatest, most terrifying villains in cinematic history. Not a horror movie. Not even a suspense. Like, this girl goes through this labyrinth, and there are creatures that I guess look scary, but I did not get horror movie vibes.
Nah, there's one scene of body horror, and the guy getting hit with the club.
Yeah, there's plenty of movies with body horror in it that don't qualify for this list. Just a weird one. I haven't seen Train to Busan. That's number 7. Number 6, 28 Days Later. I haven't gotten around to 28 Years Later yet, Zaz.
I haven't either. I've seen the first 2 of those movies, like them both a lot, have not gotten to 28 years later.
Number 5, straight up hated this movie, The Host.
What was that one again?
It was a Japanese film, and there was a sea monster. I saw it. It had so much hype, and I was like, this movie sucks. Number 4 is a movie that I've heard really good things about, just haven't gotten around to it, The Babadook. Number 3 is a great film, Let the Right One In.
I don't know that.
Number 2, Get Out.
Yeah, Get Out's great, obviously.
And number 1, straight up, haven't seen it. Under the Skin. I guess I got to see that one. Has anyone seen that film? What is Under the Skin? Is that who's in this?
I've never seen it.
Okay.
Have you seen trailers? This movie, this list kind of sucks, let's be honest.
It's a terrible list.
Yeah. Have you seen previews for this new movie with Dave Franco and his wife together?
Yeah.
Movie looks. I know it's a remake. That movie looks kind of crazy.
Yeah, it looks pretty nuts. They just start morphing into one another.
Yeah, I would also say, and I don't think it was on this list, and I haven't seen it. It was a remake. It just came out with what's his name, the guy who plays Magneto in the newer version of X-Men. What's his name?
Michael Fassbender.
No. I'm sorry. The newer version of Professor X. He's a good actor. That guy.
Yeah. He was in Split. Yeah, James McAvoy.
Yeah, there's a new movie that just came out with him where like they terrorize this family.
Yeah, I saw that movie.
What's that called? That should be on this list.
Yeah, that should be on this list. I forgot the name of it, but
how about Smile? You guys see Smile?
I have not seen Smile.
That movie's awesome.
I put together a list of movies that should have been on this list.
Barbarian?
The Descent should have been on this list.
Yes, Descent is scary.
The Mist should have been on this list. It, the remake of It, should have been on this list.
Poor Georgie.
30 Days of Night should have been on this list. Audition, really terrifying movie. That should have been on this list. The Coffee Table, I don't know if it's a horror, something horrific happens. It could be a dark comedy, but hell, if Pan's Labyrinth is a horror, The Coffee Table is a horror.
I think The Exorcism of Emily Rose was in the 21st century, wasn't it? I like that movie.
That should have been up there. Yeah, I guess. Midsummer. How are we not putting Midsummer up there?
That movie's nuts.
Ari Aster did a brilliant dark comedy in Eddington. I don't know if you guys know what this film is about. I think you could tell that the movie studio had no idea how to market this movie, in part because Ari Aster is kind of famous for a twist. Not your conventional twist, but sometimes movies just take like a hard, sharp turn into a pretty dark and kooky place. I will say Eddington does have a trademark hard turn in it, but the first half of the movie is brilliantly funny. It's about 2020, the COVID starting, It's this town in Arizona called Eddington, and it revolves around a mayoral race between Joaquin Phoenix and Pedro Pascal. Equal opportunity offender. It makes fun of both sides, and it's pretty good. We're at the point now where COVID is like nostalgic a little bit. People were laughing really loudly at this movie, but there was something that happened when I saw this in the theaters last Friday that genuinely terrified me. It was one of the scariest experiences of my life, and I thought I was a part of a viral marketing scheme because 20 minutes into the movie, this dude limps into the theater with a suitcase on wheels. Like
Not what you want to see.
No. The man, this is how I'm going to describe him. He looked like a slasher from a late 90s slasher movie. He was wearing a fisherman's cap, a blue shirt,
Dead giveaway,
red suspenders, blue jeans, a huge belt buckle. The guy was wheezing the entire time. He showed up 25 minutes late. Everybody, when this guy pulled up, was like, what is this? You can't see his face. And he's like wheezing during the movie. It's a movie about COVID, and you're wondering, like, is this a setup? What is going on? Anytime a dude walks in with a suitcase at a movie theater, you're like, I don't need to tell you where your mind starts going. But there are times that he would just like hack up a long coughing. What? Everybody in the theater was kind of tense. The guy's in there for 30 minutes. There's one scene he laughs in like a very like creepy laugh. I was there with my buddy Mochetta. We're like, what the hell's going on?
Are you guys coming up with a plan in case, shit hits the fan?
He was blocking the only entrance. So like, yeah, this is where the mind is going. 30 minutes in, he stands up, looks at the entire like theater, like scans it,
like looks at the audience,
like yeah, and everyone's like, "What is this?" He stretches, and then he starts putting his hands towards his belt buckle, which is massive. I swear to God, right then and there, I'm formulating a plan with Mochetta, and he like lets out like this weird raspy sigh, and then there is so much tension.
Nobody is saying anything.
No, we're all freaking scared. Number one, we're in a movie theater, but
the movie is happening right now.
Movie's happening. This is during a scene with Austin Butler, who has a bit part in the movie, and like I guess it was like a key part of dialogue, but no one's watching at this point. Everybody's locked in on Fisherman from I Know What You Did Last Summer. Like it's crazy, and then he starts making a move to the suitcase. But he does a full rotation because he was on a standalone handicap seat. He does a full rotation around the seat, and then he grabs his suitcase, and then he slowly walks out of the theater, and you can hear the wheels squeaking as he was doing it. I was so scared.
Did you get any answers?
He goes out of he goes into the entrance because it's stadium seating, so he goes out of the picture, but you hear the wheels still squeaking, and everyone in the theater is like, I'm going to be real with you. Everyone's like trying to listen out for a clip at that point. But he just left. He was just in the theater for 30 minutes.
You think he lives in the theater?
Very creepy.
So there's no answer to this.
I thought it was like a viral marketing stunt at first because he was coughing so much. I thought like, oh, this is a COVID thing. He looked like
that would be my first guess. Is an unhoused person found his way into the crevices of a movie theater? Because I don't know if you know this, but those things are gigantic, and it's just sort of working his way through movie theaters during movies. And if it happens to be a horror movie, hey, I'm going to scare the shit out of these people.
But it wasn't a horror movie.
No, I'm sorry. No,
Sorry.
At which point. At that situation, there needs to be a preemptive strike there. That should not have happened. As soon as he stands up, somebody needs to tackle him.
There was a lot of fight or flight. Like I was like on my tippy toes a little bit, ready to like jump in either direction.
Isn't the move to just go hide behind the seat in front of you and lay on the floor?
They're not bulletproof, dude.
That's what I'm envisioning.
I'm just saying.
No. Like my plan that I was formulating here was like I guess. This guy's moving kind of slow.
How close were you?
If he takes something out of that suitcase, I'll just like charge him. I was like the third row in the stadium seating. He was in the standalone seat.
So you think at this point everyone in the theater is watching him?
Everybody was. everybody, like, when the wheels stopped squeaking, you could hear the sigh of relief. And
No, but I mean, like when he stands up and he's doing the
everybody, I was scanning the crowd as well.
Were you trying to decide if you were the one who was going to spring to
Right.
action, or if you were looking around and seeing if there was somebody else that might be more?
Did you see
quick
there was
with
someone
it?
else who looked maybe like they were about it?
There was like this group of like younger people that were like talking about him as he was doing stuff. Like, what the hell is this? Because he was like hacking up a lung. Like, there was a genuine thought there, from what I could tell, that people had thought that this was a plant of some sort. It was that creepy. After we left the theater, I was looking to see if I could see him. No one saw him, and it was one of those things. After the movie theater, people were like talking about the movie, and we're saying like, what was up with that guy? I thought I talked to this other group. I'm like, did you think he had something? They absolutely thought he had something with him. It's terrifying.
I don't like that story.
No, it's a bad story. Christian Wilkins got cut by the Raiders yesterday.
Yeah.
Now, that was one that the Dolphins fans were sad to see go.
I think, I know, and I've seen people trying to take like should we be saying sorry to Chris Greer? I mean, the injury, he got injured, and it was nothing that could have been projected. So in hindsight, I don't know, who knows if the injury happens if he's here still. But to answer your question, I'll take him back.
Well, hold on. The should we, like, was Chris Greer right? Should we say sorry to Chris Greer? I don't think that conversation is because, we knew he was going to get hurt. I think it's probably more along the lines of why the Raiders cut him. The Raiders cut him apparently because they don't like the way he rehabbed. Like maybe he didn't rehab over the summer, you know? So I think the question is, did Chris Greer know maybe this is like a low character guy? Like you can't count on him.
He was supposed to be the opposite of that.
Right,
though.
right.
That's why that's odd.
Right.
Because he's like a player rep. Like he supposedly is like the perfect team guy. So
It really does seem counter to what we knew or thought of him when he was here in Miami, that he would be a guy who would be unprofessional. Because that's why the Raiders cut him. They're not giving him his money, and he's already filed a grievance. It's going to be a big thing.
It is. There's a couple of weird things happening right now with bad ownership groups. Not just the Raiders, but the Bengals, too. The Shamar Stewart thing is, like, nuts over there. Chris, you were talking earlier in the week about how the Dolphins secondary is troubling, particularly at corner, and they just suffered an injury at corner yesterday at camp. Was that, like, the main headline from camp, or was there something else that tickled your fancy?
The main headline is them getting out there of, like, culture changes. Like, they've been running sprints. The offensive line were running sprints the other day because they had some pre-snap penalties. Mike McDaniel was reported by Dave Hyde yesterday, seen on the field. They don't hear what he's saying, but just gathering the group and pointing. And so, I think they're just trying to get out there the vibe of a culture change.
That feels performative.
It does
to me. And this is a terrible start to training camp. Because then you also have the Tua stuff, from...
I actually liked that.
No, I liked it too. But we're talking about the first day of training camp. The quarterback is telling the top wide receiver, we may not trust you anymore. And that's the start of training camp.
It's better than, hey, everything's good. Like, I actually liked him saying that.
I liked it too.
I'm with you, though. It doesn't give off, like, hey, we're all together here.
Right, like I would have expected Tua to get up there the day after Tyreek Hill is all, I'm working on being a better leader because I'm one of the leaders on this. If Tua would have got up the next day and did the whole, we're behind Tyreek, he's our teammate, we support everybody in that locker room, I would have vomited hearing that. So I do like that Tua says, like, yeah, you literally quit in the final game of the season. So, I don't know, man. We got to see what happens.
You know what I learned about Tua today? I think, like DVN, might have fake teeth.
Oh, he definitely does.
I didn't like that, Mike.
Yeah. What? What I did to
didn't
DVN?
like
fake teeth.
You absolutely killed him.
Fake teeth.
Poor guy.
That's
the
for the
look
club.
on
Little
his
teaser
face.
for the club.
Fake teeth. Hey, how was fake